Leeta lived for perfection. Her home was immaculate. Every item carefully selected and arranged to create a picture of elegance. Each piece of furniture was curated to fit into a flawless aesthetic. Nothing out of place. Nothing less than pristine. She took pride in the fact that her home seemed almost like a gallery, untouched by chaos, always ready to impress. She spent hours crafting meals that looked like they belonged in magazines, elaborate dishes arranged with perfection. But they were always cold by the time she finally sat down to eat, because Leeta would take far too long finding the right angle to capture. Her wardrobe was no different. Leeta never wore the same outfit twice, always purchasing the latest trends, always ensuring that her look would evoke admiration. When she walked into a room, she wanted people to notice her, to envy her polished appearance. Each day was spent crafting an image of success and happiness, a flawless life, carefully cultivated and displayed for others. One morning, while decluttering her home in preparation for an upcoming gathering, Leeta ventured into the attic. She was in search of new space to store items, furniture and decor that had served their purpose, but were now replaced by newer, shinier things. It was there, hidden beneath a dusty sheet, that she found the mirror. Its frame was exquisite, ornate carvings of silver and gold, winding like ancient vines. It shimmered in the light, filtering through the attic window, almost as if it held more than just reflections. Leeta's breath caught at the sight of it. She hadn't seen anything like this in all her years of decorating, and she knew instantly that this mirror was special. It wasn't just beautiful, it was unique, a statement piece that would outshine anything else in her home. Eager to showcase it, she carried the mirror downstairs and positioned it in the center of her living room. It became the focal point of the room, commanding attention with its intricate craftsmanship. She couldn't wait for her guests to arrive, to see their faces light up in admiration when they laid eyes on her latest treasure. Leeta rushed around the house, putting the finishing touches on everything, plating food, adjusting decorations, ensuring every detail was perfect. She glanced briefly at the mirror as she worked, admiring its beauty. But never once did she stop to look at her own reflection. There simply wasn't time for that. The guests began to arrive that evening, the house quickly filling with laughter and conversation. Leeta moved gracefully through the crowd, offering drinks and exchanging pleasantries. Her smile was flawless, her outfit meticulously chosen. She was the perfect hostess, and everything seemed to be going exactly as planned. It wasn't long before one of her guests, a stylish woman whose opinion Leeta valued greatly, noticed the mirror. "Oh, Leeta, this is stunning," the woman said, her eyes wide with admiration. She approached the mirror, running her fingers lightly along the frame. "Where did you find something so beautiful?" Leeta's heart swelled with pride. "Isn't it marvelous?" she replied, stepping closer to the woman, eager to bask in the compliment. "I found it in the attic. I'd forgotten all about it." The woman smiled, standing beside Leeta as they both admired the mirror. "It's a masterpiece, truly." But then the woman paused, her smile fading as she turned to look at Leeta directly. "Are you all right?" she asked softly. "You look tired." Leeta blinked, confused. She hadn't felt tired. In fact, she had been full of energy, ensuring every detail of the evening was perfect. "Tired?" she echoed, forcing a laugh. "No, I'm fine, just busy." The woman's brow furrowed. "No, really. Look." Leeta turned to face the mirror properly for the first time that evening, and what she saw sent a chill through her. Her reflection stared back at her, But it wasn't the polished, perfect image she had expected to see. Instead, her face looked worn, her eyes shadowed with exhaustion. Her once radiant smile appeared strained, the lines around her mouth deeper than she remembered. For a long moment, Leeta couldn't move. She was mesmerized by the reflection, by the woman staring back at her, so different from the image she had tried so hard to present to the world. How long had it been since she truly looked at herself? Her guests continued to mingle around her, oblivious to Leeta's silent revelation. But as she stood there, a deep sense of unease settled in her chest. The mirror, the beautiful, unique treasure she had been so proud of, was showing her a version of herself she had been too busy to notice. She had spent so long crafting perfection, ensuring that every part of her life appeared flawless, that she hadn't stopped to see the toll it had taken on her. The exhaustion, the constant pressure. It had been building inside her all along, hidden behind the carefully constructed image of success. Leeta stepped back from the mirror, her mind spinning. She had always thought that if she looked perfect on the outside, people would admire her, that they would see her as someone who had it all together. But now, standing in front of this mirror, she realized that the pursuit of perfection had cost her more than she had ever imagined. Her hand trembled slightly as she turned away from the mirror, unable to face the truth any longer. For the rest of the evening, she moved through the party in a daze, her mind replaying the image of her reflection over and over again. By the time the last guest left, Leeta was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. She stood in front of the mirror once more, this time alone, and looked at herself again. The woman in the reflection hadn't changed. She was still tired, still worn. But for the first time, Leeta saw her for who she truly was. The pursuit of perfection had been a facade, a mask she wore to hide the exhaustion and the emptiness she felt inside. And now, as she stood in the quiet of her empty home, she wondered if it had all been worth it. The mirror, once a symbol of beauty and admiration, now stood as a reminder of the price she had paid for appearances. And as Leeta gazed into it, she made a promise to herself: to stop hiding behind perfection and to start living for herself. As we leave the story behind, we're reminded that sometimes the image we project to the world can mask the truth of how we're really feeling. In striving for perfection, we might lose sight of what truly matters: our own well-being. Let this story be a gentle reminder to pause, reflect, and find peace in embracing ourselves just as we are. Sometimes it's okay to be a little less than perfect. Breathe deeply, relax your shoulders, and let go of the need to constantly present a flawless life. You are enough. You always have been. Good night.